Whoa! Wait, plus 3 minions spirits? How good is this? 20 divines? Yo! Oh, ooh, 3 extra fine Reaver Catalyst. 2 divs, almost 2 divs each. What biome? You take every biome. Oh, 2x refined Reaver Catalyst. Let's see what I got. Oh, level 18 Trinity? How much is that? 10 divines, 11 divines? Nice. And cast on Dodge Roll, level 18. 3 divines. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go through the Breach Hive Blood strategy that I've figured out and started doing recently, and I think it's really insane. And the insane part about this strat is that you don't need to have any prep or setup, like, preparing Delhi or finding cities. Of course, doing this in the city with an extra tablet is nicer. You get around like 30 to 40% more high blood per map, but you can be pretty much doing this exact strat and farming the amount of divs per hive blood in regular maps and 3 tablet maps because, we're mainly just making profit from spending hive blood and not much in the actual maps. So, for some average numbers, if you care about that kind of stuff, we're averaging between like 100 to 200,000 hive blood per hour, around 6,000 hive blood per map on non-city biomes, so with the 3 tablets, and around 10,000 hive blood per map on 4 tablets. And currently, I have done a lot of data recording. I've spent 1 million hive blood on just catalysts with the same exact tree. Prices is based off literally an hour ago when I updated the prices of these catalysts. Roughly 31 divines as of today for an average of 100,000 of filled hive blood catalyst tree printing with the lavish room gifts. And you can be making more with amulets and rings, and I have been making more with those, but it requires a bit more efforts, more time to price stuff and craft stuff. But it's up to you. The catalyst is also a lot more consistent, and you can turn off your brain and just print it and sell it in bulk. And yeah, so let me go through with the strat setup from the tablets. So we're only looking for one modifier, percent hive blood mod, and last I checked, it's still. I don't think the price really changed since I've been doing it. It's just because it's only looking for one main hive, one main mod, like 55 plus, 5 off perfect, 50 exalt, so 80x. I think I've been paying around 80 to 90x as well, so around that kind of price, which is really good. And you can add an extra modifier just because it's pretty easy to find, like pack size, effectiveness of rare monsters if you want for some extra currency. For the master, we wanted to use Jado because I've tested quite a bit, and Jado, the extra effect of explicit modifiers and tablets, really gives a lot more high blood on average because of this high blood mod. And I've tested Doriani as well. Doriani does not give more high blood even with the +1 monster level, and area level does affect high blood. We already confirmed that. Like a T1 map barely gives any high blood, but a T15 gives a lot more. But we still net more from Jado. There is another setup that actually I'm planning on doing with Doriani, but I'll talk about that later. So for the Waystone, we can do pretty much any 6 mod maps. Literally just Alk a map and Exalt twice. It's like an Alk and Go strategy. But if you do want to print a little bit more from the map itself, and this might be worth doing, I might start doing this as well in today's stream. You can technically target prints I level 82 womb gifts because for the ring ones they do go for like a quarter of a divine each, and you can probably drop like easily a divine worth of them every map. For that setup, you would need to do a T16 map, use Doriani for irradiated, and also have a tablet mod that gives a chance to upgrade the level of womb gifts. With all of that, you can drop I level 82 womb gifts, but it's a bit more effort. You gotta buy T16 maps as well. But I would probably recommend just doing the Alk and Go setup because you're printing a lot of divs already with Alk and Go. But technically, you could print more divs per hour with the T16 setup. So I've done a lot of testing of like what things could affect the amount of high blood you get back, and I think like 99%, I'm pretty sure that uh, effectiveness and rarity does not affect the amount of high blood you get. Pack size, I'm not 100% sure. I'll be testing a bit more today of that. And deli percent definitely does not affect it because I've done a lot of 200% deli. The high blood I get is pretty much the same as without that deli. I've done insane effectiveness setups versus no effectiveness at all, and it's the same as item rarity. So it seems like the only thing that affects Hive Blood that's noticeable is the mod on the tablet and the tier of maps, at least from to my knowledge. Um, for biomes, yeah, we don't care about the biomes. This is a no setup strategy. You can do it in any map. Of course, you want to do it in cities if you have no plans on using the cities for anything. You can do the strat to find cities and then save the cities for a different strat if you like. But of course, your average dip per hour is not going to be close to like 40, like what I'm getting. Because in cities, you can fill up 100k high blood to print around 30 divine profit from Catalyst in like half an hour. Because, we're getting 10,000 per map, and it takes no more than like 2.5 minutes per map, at least for me. Um, the Atlas tree, Breach Atlas tree, of course, you want, mainly just want to get this. You want the Lavish Room Gift. I'm testing some, Ring Room Gift high eye level printing, because these goes for like a quarter of a divine for eye level 82. Still testing that. I'm not too sure if it's, efficient to do it like that, but for most people, Lavish is a safe play because Lavish Room Gift does not, the eye level of that Room Gift does not affect Catalyst drops. So for the different trees, Catalyst is what I would recommend for a consistent 30 div outcome. I did calculate the average amount of wound gifts I get by the time I hit 100k Hive Blood, and I get roughly 40 to 50 wound gifts back in my maps. And on average, we have to buy an extra 50 wound gifts if you want to fill up, if you want to use all your Hive Blood on just currency lavish wound gifts, because they cost like around 900 Hive Blood per gift. So it's around an extra like 3 divines, but you also get a lot of non-lavish room gifts, even if you have a lavish spec into here. So realistically, you're only spending like an extra two to three divs in room gifts if you're doing lavish, because they do cost more. And if you sell the amulet and rings, you get some currency back. But it's still very good. Amulets is probably what a lot of people are doing if they're not doing catalysts, because actually I think absent amulets have gone up in price on average, thanks to Mr. Fubgun. I know Archmage goes for like 30 divines if you hit level 20. Trinity is very good at level 20 as well. Of course, hitting level 20 is hard, but even at level 18 Trinity goes for like 10 plus divines. Same as Castle and Dodge, thanks to Mr. Jung Roan, increasing the amulet price. Also get a lot of +3 gem mods on the amulets. I've probably hit over 100 divines um, on non-absent amulets that actually sold within like a few hours of listing it. Of course, you gotta know how to craft a little bit. Make sure you min-max the amulets to get as much out of it as possible. For the ring, the first ring tree, it's a pretty common, pretty standard like attack that, getting more damage modifiers and resistance, and blocking some useless prefixes. I've had pretty good results. I know a lot of people in my chat, they've actually printed quite a lot of divines as well. Well, the baseline for Catalyst right now is around 30 divines. Around 30 divines profits. In 100k Hive Blood. If I had to, like, it's gonna be kind of hard to like predict, but amulets and rings maybe around 40 divines on average, if you actually know what you're doing with some of the items you get. And the last ring tree, this one I would not recommend, but it is probably the highest risk and highest reward if you hit it, to get the +1 spell skill mod that only comes from Breach Tree. And this mod on rings have gone up in price as well in the past day because of my boy Fubgun using it on his build. And yeah, it's 300 divines for the worst base with like complete horrible mods. If you get lucky hit it on the gold ring, it does go for like half a mirror at least. Some people in my chat did hit it, and it did sell for like easily 1,000 divines. But it's a big gamble. Maybe I might try it. I've already made 400 div profit and 1.4 mil Hive Blood. But yeah, we'll see about that. And I think that's mostly it. We also get a lot of we're speedrunning maps, so we're spending like 2 minutes per map, and we're getting a lot of like league mechanic encounters, the remnants. It's not bad. You get a decent chance of like a good rune outcome, but I don't really count that. I won't really add that to like the divines we get on average. And yeah, so I did record a million high blood worth of catalyst loots. I think this is quite pretty standard. I've had other people send me the results of them using the catalyst tree with the same catalyst breach tree, and they were getting pretty similar results as well. So I think this is a pretty good sample size, a million hive blood worth of catalyst. And of course, majority of the loot is from the Reaver. But we still got a good amount from Sibilant, thanks to Fubgun, and that's pretty much it, yeah. Oh yeah, one quick thing that I should mention is that in yesterday's stream I did realize that a lot of breaches and a lot of layouts are like hidden behind like certain corners or corridors. And one thing that helped a lot, and I think it's really good for this strat, is stacking light radius gear. So I have the cap at 150% light radius right now, and pretty much the difference and how far you can see is really noticeable, and it really makes a big difference for this strat, especially when you get those really bad layouts where the breach is right behind a corridor in a square box, and you gotta backtrack all the way back after you finish the map. So that's a quick thing I should mention. If your build can handle it, it's a really easy thing to fit in, then you should definitely do it. And also, this strategy does not require much damage or defense. I can probably do this on a 10 div setup, or like a 10 to 20 div setup on my Twister build, and I can be farming similar divs per hour, to be honest. So, yeah.